Good morning. It's Friday, August 1st. Here's what we're working on this morning. What's next after Donald Trump increases tariffs on Canadian goods into the U.S.?
A child is dead after being hit in a St. Catharines parking lot.
And the Hamilton Tiger Cats look to make it 6 wins in a row this weekend. TGIF.
And it's a long weekend for many. We will be here, though, on Monday.
Correct, yes.
Yes, we will. And it's my favorite date of the month. It's the 1st of the month.
Yes.
Yay. Okay, there we are. Got that out of the way. Okay. Now we can
You'll do it again. We love it.
You think?
We wait all month for this.
I think I might just throw that in again. All right, yes. And what a beautiful day and what a beautiful weekend. This is going to be a stunner. We're looking at sunshine today, sun Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We're going to continue with the sunshine and temperatures actually in the mid-20s. So really comfortable. Lovely sun. We don't really have any precipitation in our forecast until probably Thursday, so that's a long way away. So we're getting used to some sunshine coming back at us, but we got to get used to some cooler temperatures as well. And you'll notice it this morning when you step outside. Temperature at the moment is sitting at 13 degrees, so it's a cool start to the morning. But yeah, 25 today, humidex about 27, and lovely sunshine. We'll talk about it coming up. Traffic, nothing going on. 403 Waterdown Road area. Doing fine. That's our exclusive camera. Nothing to see right there. A few MTO traffic cameras just to show you that there's really nothing happening. Red Hill Creek camera, so Toronto bound towards us on that shot. Same here at the top of the Skyway. Third line, wide open, nothing to see. So weather and traffic, all the details in just a few minutes for you. Right now, the news.
Thank you, Brian. Tariffs on Canada are increasing to 35%, up from 25% starting today after U.S. President Donald Trump signed an executive order last night. Trump says the increase is due to the existing fentanyl emergency. Sean Cowan joins us live on Hamilton's Mountain Brow with more. Sean, good morning.
Good morning, Rick. Well, a statement from the White House yesterday says that Canada has failed in cooperating with curbing the flow of fentanyl. But according to Prime Minister Mark Carney, he's saying that's just not the case. And he did release a statement on X early this morning. In that statement, he says the United States has justified its most recent trade action on the basis of cross-border flow of fentanyl, despite the fact that Canada accounts for only 1% of U.S. fentanyl imports and has been working intensively to further reduce these volumes. Here's what Donald Trump had to say yesterday on tariffs when asked what the holdup was with negotiations with Canada.
Well, they have to pay a fair rate. It's all. It's very simple. They have been charging very, very high tariffs to our farmers, some over 200%. And they've been treating our farmers very badly. They've been treating our country very badly for years.
The increase in tariffs to 35% will hit exports of steel, aluminum, and some automobiles. The White House did confirm the tariffs would not hit goods compliant with the Canada-U.S.-Mexico Agreement on Trade, commonly known as CUSMA. I did ask one professor of economics how this will impact consumers.
For consumers who are now going to find that the shelves start to look a little less diversified, and the prices that you do have to pay for what you do get is a little more, and the quality that you get is a little bit less. This is clearly going to mean that our standard of living is going to go in reverse. Job losses will happen, at least in the short run. We've already seen it starting in Windsor, and it's working its way up the 401 and branching out to the QEW, so Hamilton will not be immune, of course.
And Mark Carney also posting on X that the federal government will continue to invest in Canada and also reducing interborder trading between provinces. Annette, I'll send it back inside to you.
Okay, thanks very much, Sean. The St. Catharines Kiwanis Aquatic Center and Library have been closed until further notice. This after the death of a child in the parking lot. The child was struck and killed at the center on Carleton and Niagara Streets early yesterday afternoon. Niagara police say the driver stayed on scene. Officers haven't released the age of the child killed, and they are still investigating exactly what happened.
A two-vehicle crash in Welland reportedly left a woman who is 6 months pregnant trapped in her car. A person at the scene tells us it happened just before 10 o'clock last night on East Main Street and Schofield Road. One of the vehicles slammed into a building and fire crews quickly freed the pregnant driver, but the extent of her injuries is unknown. The building, home to a recently remodeled deli, suffered significant damage. The owner told our freelancer that repairs will be needed before it can reopen. We've reached out to Niagara Police for more details.
The nearly decade-long case of a Binbrook man found guilty of manslaughter after shooting an Indigenous man has come to a close. The Supreme Court of Canada has rejected a leave to appeal request from Peter Cahill, who shot and killed Jonathan Stiers after finding the man rummaging through his truck one morning in February of 2016. The court didn't give a reason for its decision, as is standard practice. Cahill was charged with second-degree murder and pleaded not guilty, testifying he acted in self-defense. He is serving a 6-year sentence.
A GoFundMe page has been set up for the man shot and killed in Dundas last Sunday. The family of 25-year-old Zachary Schumann says he was a single dad with a 3-year-old daughter. Schumann was shot to death near a Dundas parking lot. Hamilton police are looking for the driver of a blue Ford Edge who is believed to be the shooter. The GoFundMe page says Schumann's daughter will be raised by her grandparents. So far, nearly $30,000 has been raised.
As police continue to look for the 17-year-old suspect in a deadly shooting in Hamilton's downtown core last month, they have made an arrest in an incident at the crime scene. So Flora Mason was one of several people who rushed to help after shots were fired at King and James Streets in Hamilton on Friday, June 11th. And while she was with Belinda Sarkodie, the innocent bystander who died at the scene, somebody walked off with Mason's purse. Mason didn't realize it until police asked her for her ID. Hamilton police have now made an arrest in this purse snatching, helped by bank transactions, interviews, and new technology worn by officers who were there.
Part of the video surveillance that we were able to take a look at was body-worn camera from some officers at the scene who had direct interaction with her in and around the time of the theft. In a case like this is a great example where the officer had a very close encounter with this female, and we were able to find lots of really great identifying information. I think it's important not to lose sight of the fact that something really positive happened that day, and a Good Samaritan put her own needs aside and jumped in to help other people in a serious situation. But it's also really important that we get a message out there that if someone chooses to take advantage of others, we will find you and we will hold you accountable.
35-year-old Hamilton woman faces several charges from the purse theft at the shooting scene, including theft, fraud, and failing to comply with her probation. One person's been arrested after a home invasion in Grimsby earlier this year. The night of March 13th, a group of men smashed the front door of a home in the Winston Road and Kelson Avenue North area of Grimsby. No one was physically injured. An 18-year-old now faces several charges, including robbery and possession of a weapon. Niagara police say there are still a number of suspects at large. The OPP are looking for people throwing rocks at moving vehicles in Niagara area highways. The incidents have happened on Highway 406 in St. Catharines, QEW in Niagara Falls, and on Highway 58 in Thorold. Police are asking drivers to drive with caution in those areas and to call 911 if their vehicle is hit or if they see rocks being thrown.
Sportsline, the Red Blacks got a number of key players back from the injured list, and they helped Ottawa snap a 4-game losing streak.
Here's Drew Brown. Copeland on the run to his right, to the end zone, wide open, got it! Drops it in there for Hardy again.
Quarterback Drew Brown was one of those players, and he threw for 275 yards and 2 touchdowns to lead Ottawa to a 31-11 win over the Calgary Stampeders. It was the Red Blacks' first win at TD Place Stadium this season. Stamps, who played without injured quarterback Vernon Adams Jr., have now lost 2 games in a row. Ticats will play their first afternoon game of the season tomorrow when they invade Edmonton. Quarterback Bo Levi Mitchell says they're focused on stacking wins no matter who the opponent is.
We don't care what anybody else is doing. We're on top right now, and if we win every single game, then nobody can change that. So focus on what we're doing and focus on trying to go 1-0.
Hamilton brings a 5-game winning streak into Edmonton, and they've beaten the Elks 5 times in a row at Commonwealth Stadium. Tomorrow's game kicks off at 3 p.m. Eastern. The Argos visit Winnipeg tonight. The NFL is back, at least preseason style, as the Lions and Chargers met last night in the annual Hall of Fame game. Trey Lance threw 2 touchdowns as L.A. dumped Detroit 34-7 in Canton, Ohio. Many of the stars sat out, including quarterbacks Justin Herbert and Jared Goff. The Hall of Fame itself will welcome 4 new inductees this weekend: receiver Sterling Sharp, tight end Antonio Gates, defensive end Jared Allen, and defensive back Eric Allen. Embroiled in a contract dispute with the Commanders, Pro Bowl receiver Terry McLaurin has asked Washington to trade him. He reported to training camp Sunday after skipping the first 4 practices as contract talks continued. The 29-year-old scored a career-high 13 touchdowns last season. The Blue Jays made a splash on baseball's trade deadline day, former Cy Young Award winner Shane Bieber from Cleveland. The 30-year-old is nearing a return from Tommy John surgery and hasn't pitched in the majors this season. Toronto also picked up pitcher Luis Varland and first baseman Ty France from Minnesota, as well as catching prospect Brandon Valenzuela from the Padres. The Jays, meantime, open a 3-game series at home tonight against Kansas City. The Welland Jackfish edged Barrie 3-2 to move 4 games up on the Baycats for top spot in the Inter-County Baseball League. Jonah Weisner had 3 of Welland's 7 stolen bases last night. The Hamilton Cardinals entertain Guelph tonight at 7:35 at Bernie Arbor Stadium.
Oh, it's 11 minutes after 6 o'clock on this Friday, and we got a long weekend coming up. And oh, the weather is looking, shall I tell? Okay, I can't. Beautiful. We'll talk about it coming up. All right, let's look at traffic here this morning. Friday, the volume's usually light, never mind being the beginning of August here. So looks good. The 403 and Waterdown Road, nothing to see. Both directions doing fine. To our MTO traffic cameras, let's go into St. Catharines first of all. QEW at Ontario Street. Not a lot of bright sunshine in your eyes here. The sun has just come up a couple of minutes ago, sleeping in later every morning. Nothing at the Red Hill Creek, Toronto bound towards us still. Here's the 403 junction, right around the QEW, Brant Street area, coming out of Hamilton towards us. The Ford plant looks good. Let's check into the 427 Gardner QEW combination. Nothing to see there either. Looks pretty good so far this morning. Temperature this morning, we've just come down by a degree. We were 13. We're now sitting at 12 degrees. So it's a fresh start to the morning, shall we call it. Light winds, high relative humidity, fairly cloudy skies, mostly cloudy at the moment. Good news is for the air quality today, much better today. We had that smoke, but it started to clear as the afternoon went on yesterday. But the air quality risk today is in the low risk category, both morning and afternoon. So the low that gave us the showers the other day, gone. Incoming is that area of high pressure, and it is slowly going to meander its way across the Great Lakes as far as the weekend is concerned, and that's going to bring us sunshine all 3 days, even into the beginning of next week after the long weekend. So today, temperatures really comfortable, 25 degrees. We'll have a mix of sun and clouds too. A mostly sunny sky, but 25 will feel like about 27, so still that's comfortable. Tonight, cooler still, 13 to 15 in some areas for the Horseshoe, 11 for Hamilton, single digits to the west of us at 9, but skies fairly clear. Tomorrow, lovely sunshine again, a little warmer, 27, 28 degrees, 26 in some areas, as you can see, but humidex tomorrow about 29 degrees, so a little stickier, but still fairly comfortable in the 20s. So out the door, first morning of August already, yeah, mostly cloudy, cool. Temperature right now sitting 12 to 13, depending on where you are. Long range, we'll check that for you coming up. Annette, Rick.
Thank you, Brian. Coming up after the break, we're going to say good morning to Emily Vukovic with a preview of what's to come in Chit Chat. And we'll take a look at how global markets are reacting following Donald Trump's latest rounds of tariffs. And a good Friday morning to Emily Vukovic. Emily, what is happening in Chit Chat today?
Hi, good morning. The Neil Peart Memorial in St. Catharines, it's in a little bit of trouble.
I've heard about this.
Yeah, it's sad.
It is sad. I know, you want to throw money at it, but we will discuss. Justin Timberlake is opening up about a recent medical diagnosis. Okay. And later on this morning, Guillermo del Toro and Jodie Foster are among those two set to receive special honors at this year's Toronto International Film Festival.
Cool. He just got the key to the city in Toronto a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, big deal.
Cool. And has done some great things there, too.
Yes.
Thanks, Emily.
And in Hamilton.
Yes, absolutely. We'll check out Emily and Chit Chat in a few moments. Let's look at what's happening in business. Our dollar is taking a hit following the latest round of U.S. tariffs. It's down another 15 basis points, trading just over 72 cents U.S. Gold is down $7.40 an ounce, and crude is 34 cents lower to $68.92 a barrel. Checking midday trading in Europe, markets are down in London, Frankfurt, and Paris.
In Asia, markets were down today in Tokyo, Hong Kong, and Shanghai. And on North American markets, the TSX dropped over 100 points yesterday. This was before the tariffs went into effect, but in anticipation of them. The Dow Jones was down 330, and the NASDAQ was down by 7. U.S. stock futures have dropped this morning as traders digest these latest global tariffs.
So more on the tariffs. New U.S. levies are set to take effect in 7 days, covering a wide range of America's trading partners. The White House says nearly all countries will face new duties. Countries with a U.S. trade surplus will pay a 10% tariff. About 40 nations with a trade deficit will face tariffs of at least 15%. The new policy also introduces a 40% additional penalty on so-called transshipments. Those are goods that are shipped from a high tariff country to a low tariff country and then reshipped to the States to avoid higher tariffs. The White House has reached trade deals with the European Union, Japan, South Korea, and a few other nations. Mexico has a 90-day pause, keeping its 25% tariff rate for now. However, Canada will see tariffs rise from 25 to 35% today on goods not covered by CUSMA, the Canada-U.S.-Mexico agreement.
Meantime, a group of U.S. judges is reviewing those broad tariffs to see if they're lawful. They're looking to see if executive powers were overstepped with the use of the International Emergency Economic Powers Act of 1977. Back in May, the U.S. Court of International Trade sided with small business owners and several Democratic states who challenged the tariffs. The ruling could change Donald Trump's trade policies, and the case might even reach the U.S. Supreme Court. But it could be months before the judges reach their decision.
Unionized workers at Canada Post are entering their final day to vote on the Crown Corporation's latest contract offer. Voting is set to conclude today at 5 p.m., with results expected to be shared shortly after. The offer includes wage hikes of about 13% over 4 years, but also adds part-time workers that Canada Post has said are necessary to keep the Postal Service afloat. The Canadian Union of Postal Workers has urged the roughly 55,000 Postal Service workers to reject the proposal.
Hudson's Bay has received court permission to sell off more of its leases. An Ontario court has approved the sale of 6 leases, with 5 going to YM. That company owns the retail chains including Blue Note, Suzy Shear, and West 49. YM has not said what it's going to move into those sites. The judge has also prolonged the Bay's creditor protection to at least the end of October.
Thousands of step stools sold in Canada are being recalled over safety concerns. Health Canada says the Costco 2-step kitchen stool has a safety bar that can break, creating a fall risk. 2 head injuries have been reported in the U.S. More than 11,000 stools were sold in Canada between August 2022 and July 2025, and over 300,000 sold in the U.S. The stools were sold online in Canada through Amazon, Walmart, and Home Depot. No injuries have been reported in our country.
Okay, taking a quick break right now. Brian is going to be back with traffic and your beautiful 7-day forecast, he promises.
Good morning, 6:23 on this Friday, the 1st of August. We're looking at the south end of the Burlington Skyway Bridge, but they've focused on the disabled vehicle. It's a stalled vehicle there on the side. Looks like a transport truck. So you're coming in the QEW Toronto bound. You're trying to get off on the ramp to Eastport. So there, it's off to the right shoulder, kind of blocking the right lane, but volume is really nothing right there. So it's a visual distraction at best. Back into St. Catharines, there comes some sun. QEW Niagara Street, flip ahead to 3rd line, nothing at Lorne Park, and then the 403 going through Mississauga at Eglinton, pretty light, generally pretty light all around this morning. We have the sunshine, we will have the sun, but we have a cool start to our morning. Hamilton sitting at 12 degrees right now, 16 Mississauga, 17 Grimsby, and for Toronto. Now, good news for today. Yesterday, Of course, we had a lot of haze, but that started to clear in the afternoon. Here's a look at our smoke forecast for the day today. You can see how the clearing trend will continue. So no problems with smoke in the area today. To the northwest, yes, it's going to start to build in from the west. So as far as sun times are concerned today, 6:09 and 8:42, 26 and 15 are seasonal. So we are below seasonal now to start a morning. And those are our records for the day today. Speaking of today, 25 degrees, Humidex 27, bit of sun and clouds for the day today. Just a lovely day. Tonight down to 11, and then tomorrow 27, Sunday 28, both days gorgeous sun, even into the civic holiday Monday, just a little bit of cloud cover, but 28. And that continues Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. There is a chance of a shower, but it is a slim chance. But yeah, look at that weekend. All right, that's a look at your forecast. Annette.
A researcher in Australia has identified a new supersized stick insect.
Okay, I can't do that for the whole body of this.
Terrible.
Yes, and I'm too, man. So this was discovered in the high altitudes in North Queensland. It's about 40 centimeters long. That's more than a foot.
Wow.
And weighs about 44 grams, a little bit less than a golf ball. Oh, who had to pick that up to weigh it? Researchers say it makes it one of Australia's heaviest insects. They believe this species wasn't discovered until now because its habitat is too difficult to get to. Okay, so stay away. 2 specimens of this stick insect are now in the Queensland Museum.
Wow.
Oh.
No thanks.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Yeah, no.
Imagine seeing that on your back porch. Bring the raid, please. We might need a whole canister.
They have to have really big cans of Raid.
Wow. No thanks. They can keep them in Australia.
Yeah, but what are its predators like, which are even bigger?
Bigger. Yes, like an alligator?
I don't know.
Stay with us. More to come after the break here on Morning Live. Good morning.
We've all got the heebie-jeebies.
Yes. Thanks.